Hi Rita, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
So can you tell me something about yourself?
Yeah, this side Richa. I'm currently working as a QA engineer in BT Global Solution Private Limited in Gurgaon. Total, I have 2.3 years of experience in my current profile, and my project name is Telefonica. Basically, my roles and responsibility for my project is that we have different types of web-based application, which is used by our operational team, and for that web-based application we have different modules, and for that different modules we are doing manual as well as automation testing day
Mhm.
to day basis.
Okay, so what is the automation framework which you are using?
Basically there is a framework which is previously designed by our seniors, so we are using that framework. So we are using that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so whenever you get this question in a real-time interview, you have to answer whether it's a BDD framework, whether it's a data-driven framework, or it might be a keyword-driven, or it might be a hybrid framework also. So you can tell the name and explain that particular framework. Okay. Okay. Can you explain the folder structure of your automation framework?
Folder structure means how my framework is built.
Right. What is the
Basically
folder structure? Yeah.
we are using Maven tool. For that, we are in Maven, where we can our project has been built, and for that Maven we are using sorry, actually I'm confused. Okay, for Maven project, that means Maven, we used Maven to build our project. For that we can uh, cut, sorry.
Mhm. No worries, no worries. Take your time. Take your time. Just be relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, for after Maven, we used a Jenkins, which is a CI/CD tool, to use our to run our test cases periodically. And for test cases, we are using a pom.xml file in TestNG, where we can write our all the test cases. And for test cases, writing a test cases, we used a Java programming language. And for the all the uh, pages in our framework, we create a new class for that. And after that, we used keywords also to write our framework.
Mhm. Okay, that's it. Anything else? Okay. Let's say you get this question in a real-time interview. So how you will explain? So when someone is asking you about the folder structure, so this is how your folder structure would be looking up. So this is your automation framework. This is a kind of a skeleton, or you can say the structure. So as you are telling Maven, that is the correct thing. So within Maven, you have src/main/java, and you have src/test/java. Within
Yes.
src/main/java, what all things you will be keeping? You will be keeping configuration files. So you have a configurator. You will be using some particular properties file from where you would be reading which URL, which environment you have to trigger your automation. Maybe you have to trigger your automation in, let's say, test environment or staging environment or production environment, or maybe at times in some companies they want us to run the testing in the pre-production environments also. So these are different environments where you would be running. So that particular things you would be keeping in the those URLs, those credentials, those accounts you will be keeping in the configuration
Configuration.
files. You have base test, which is the heart of your framework, wherein you would be defining the web driver. Then you have pages. So page object model is a design pattern. So within pages, you would be mentioning the locators and the methods which are pertaining to the screens that you are trying to automate. Then you will have utilities. So you have waitutils.java, you have screenshot. What does screenshot util do? It will capture the screenshots. And wait utils, so you'll be using implicit wait, you'll be going for explicit wait. Then you have listeners. Listeners is used for generating reports. You might use extend report, you might use allure report, you might go for Spark reports. Then you have src/test/java. So within src/test/java, now the actual testing will start. So these are the pages, and here you have test for those particular pages. And then you have data provider. So let's say if you want to parameterize something, if you want to run for multiple suits or for multiple parameters, then you'll go for data providers. You have reports. Okay, the reports folder would be generated. Then if you want to read from some particular XLS file or XLSX, then you will be keeping in the resources. At the same time, in the resources, if you are going for BDD framework, you might be keeping the feature file as well. Okay, then comes logs. So you might be integrating log4j. So you have all these things, and you have pom.xml, readme file you have, right? So these are all the things that you will be keeping, right? So that's the
So these are
explanation.
things we are, I can say in my, uh,
Mhm.
these things I have to say when I have, someone is asked what's the actual
Yes.
framework you.
Yes, yes. They can ask you about your framework. So in the framework, you have different folders. You have project structure, end to end. What all things are there in your framework that you need to explain. See, with 2 to 2.5 years of experience, they don't expect you to design the framework, but you should know what are the things that are part of your automation framework. Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Hmm?
Thank you.
Hmm. Fine. So this is good then. Okay, you were telling about Jenkins. So what is Jenkins?
Jenkins basically is a CI/CD tools which we are using to run our test cases periodically.
Mhm. Okay.
Means, one continuously that tool is running our test cases or automation test cases.
Mhm. Okay. So Jenkins is a CI/CD tool that will
Yes.
help you to run your automated test. Because earlier the time was that people used to trigger the automation manually, but these days they are using DevOps tools like Jenkins is there, Azure DevOps is there, right? Travis CI is there. So these are all the tools with the help of which you would be triggering the automation. Okay. How will you handle pop-ups using Selenium automation?
Means by select class, pop-ups, alerts we are using.
Yes,
Alerts.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. There is a different methods we can handle that alerts in Selenium. Method
Mhm.
it get uh,
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
get get and uh, accept uh, those these two I have remembered
Mhm.
by
Okay,
using.
see, let me show you. So, how can you handle the pop-ups or you can say the alerts? So, you can use the alert interface that is provided by the Selenium. So, let me share my screen, right? If you want to switch to the alert, you'll be going for driver.switch to.alert. If you want to accept the alert, you'll be going for alert.accept. If you want to dismiss the alert, you will be going for alert.dismiss. If you want to get the text from that particular alert, you will be going for alert
Get it.
get text, right? Alert.get text. If you want to send keys to the alert, you'll be going for alert.send keys and whatever text you want to. Okay?
So basically, we can say these are the interfaces of the alerts, or we can say methods also.
Yeah.
Means
So these are so alert is an interface. Okay.
Okay.
Within alert, you have all these methods, right? Okay. Apart from alert, which is the another interface that you are using in your automation?
WebDriver interface.
Mhm. Then,
Mm.
so WebDriver is one, alert is one of the interface. Which
Yes.
are the other interfaces that you are using in Selenium automation?
Actually, most of the part in my project is a manual testing. From last 5 6 months, I am doing automation testing.
Mhm.
So only means I'm not too much aware about the automation part. So only WebDriver I do in my framework.
Mhm. Okay, fine. So take screenshot is also one of the alert. Sorry, takes screenshot is also one of the
Interface.
interface, right? Then you have
Yes.
alert interface. Then you have web element, which is again an interface,
Yes.
right? WebDriver is an interface. Okay. Okay. Now tell me, uh, how will you retrieve the title of the current page?
To get of
Which option you are telling?
get text I can use.
Okay. Get is correct, but get title is the method which will help you to retrieve the title of the current
Yeah.
page,
Okay.
right? Okay. Which are the different types of locators that you are aware of?
Total we have 8 type of locator. ID, value, name, XPath, CSS, text, partial link test, and ID, value, name, CSS, XPath, link test, partial link test, and one class.
Mhm. Okay. Which
So
are the
this
different types of yes, yes, please go ahead.
no, no.
Okay. Which are the different types of XPath that you are aware about?
By tag name, XPath, absolute XPath, and relative XPath. There are 2 types of XPath basically.
Mhm. Okay.
Absolute.
Okay. What is the difference between these two? Relative XPath and absolute XPath. What is the difference
In
between these?
absolute XPath, we can define the path from root of the DOM to the web element page. But
Mm,
in relative XPath, we can define the path directly to the web element page.
mhm,
Basically, these are, and we are using single slash in absolute XPath to write syntax for absolute. But for writing a syntax in relative, we are using double slash for that.
mhm. Okay. What do you know about TestNG?
uh, TestNG is basically is a tool where we can uh, test where we can test our different type of test cases or uh, uh, matlab automation test cases we can test that via using TestNG. Actually, I'm confused.
So why do we use TestNG?
To run our test cases uh, uh, I'm confused.
Mhm.
Forgot that.
Okay. See, what is TestNG? So TestNG is one type of a testing framework. What does it allow? So as the name itself suggests, TestNG. NG means next generation. Okay. So it's an open source automated testing framework, and it has more capabilities than JUnit actually. It will allow you to design the test cases, and there are various capabilities that TestNG has. You can prioritize the test case. You can run them repeatedly. You can also run them parallelly using TestNG. So there are various benefits of TestNG. It will help you with the data parameterization. It will help you with the annotations, right? You can also group the test cases in TestNG.
Okay, got it.
What are the different annotations that are present in TestNG?
Uh, there are 8 type of annotation. before class and after class, before method, after method, before group, after no, before class, after class, before method, after method, before uh, data. Yeah, I forgot. Group method at two also.
What else?
Remaining I forgot.
Okay, okay, no worries, no worries. So let me tell you about these TestNG annotations. So you have before suit, you have after suit. You have before test, you have after test. Before groups, after groups, before class, after class, before method, after method. So what does before suit will do? So this annotated method will be run before all the tests in the suit have run, right? Before all the tests. What does after suit will do? It will run after all the tests in the suit have run. Then what is before test? So this
It
annotated
will.
method. So all these are annotated method itself. Before suit, after suit, before test, after test. Yeah, sorry, you were telling something?
No, 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 nothing.
Okay. That the before test, what will this annotated method will do? So it will be running before any test in this particular class is there, any test is there that is run before that this particular test will be running. Okay. And what will after test will do? So with respect to after test, if you'll see, so you have some of the test which you want to run once your all the tests have got completed, then you'll go for after test. Okay, so after all the test methods that are belonging to the classes inside the tag have run, then your after test script will run. You have before groups, similarly you have after groups, right? You have before class. So this annotated method will be running before the test method. Okay, and this is after class. Before method, after method. So this method will be running before each test method, and this method will be running after each test method. Okay, and this is a part of a test case itself.
Yes.
Okay, now tell me if you have to run a particular script 3 or 4 times. Okay, you have to repeat that particular script or you have to run that particular test 3 or 4 times depending on the requirement. Then which annotation will you go for and how is it possible using TestNG?
Means continuously we have to run
Yes,
test cases.
correct.
So
Correct. Continuously, you have to run the test cases.
after test, we can use.
After test. But let's say you have to run that particular script, you have to run that particular method 3 times, 4 times repetitively.
Before after groups repeatedly, we can use.
So let's consider a scenario here. Let me explain you. Let's consider a scenario that you are getting the defect from the customer that when they are when they are trying to log in into the website. So what is happening is first time it's working fine. Second time it is working fine. And third time the login is not working. Okay, now you have to automate this scenario. That means what you have to do is you have to run the login script. You have to run the login automation thrice.
Yeah.
So how will you achieve this via testing?
After first and second time, we can
Hmm.
use for test annotation to run the correct username or password or check and that URL is fetching getting a correct response or not for the that username and password.
Okay. So that you will do. That is the correct thing. You will be putting
Yeah.
assertions. You will be checking whether that is happening properly or not. But you have to repeat this particular test case for 3 times.
Okay. So test annotation we can use in this scenario.
Okay. Okay. So let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video. What
Okay.
would be the TestNG annotation that you will be using here, because you have to repeat that particular test case 3 times, right? Okay, fine. Now consider you have 2 test cases. One test case is having priority equal to 1. Another test case is having priority equal to 2. So which test case will get executed first?
One priority one.
Okay. Okay. So now let's consider one more scenario. If you have 2 test cases and both of their priorities are same, then which test case will get executed?
Depending on the urgency of the priority to resolve that. In that, on the basis of that, we can run that priority test cases.
See, if both the test cases are having same priority and you have got 2 test cases, one test case is starting with, let's say, login. One test case method name is starting with, let's say, payments. Now, in the alphabetical order, which letter comes first? Is it L or is
L,
it P?
L.
Right? So login will be executed first, right? So that will be the order of your test case.
Okay.
Okay, great. Um, let's go to the next scenario then. Okay, how will you take screenshot in automation?
Take in screenshot method we can use.
So takes screenshot or take screenshot?
Sorry,
Is it take screenshot or is it takes screenshot?
takes a screenshot.
Takes, you mean S,
No, take screenshots.
take screenshot.
Mm.
Okay, but actually, if you have to capture the screenshots, then you have to use the interface takes screenshot. It is an interface which is used to capture the screenshots of the browser. Within this, you will have methods. You will have get screenshot S, how you want to capture the screenshot and at which particular location you want to capture it. So for that, you will be using the method get
Yes,
screenshot
yes.
S, and within that, you will be having output type and the target.
Okay.
Okay. What do you know about the weights in automation?
Basically, wait is a interface where uh, uh, we can put some time uh, to appear that web element on the web page before appearing that web element on the web page.
So how many types of soft delays or weights that you are aware about?
Two types basically, implicit wait and explicit wait. And in yeah,
Okay, what is the difference between implicit weight and explicit weight?
implicit wait, wait, we can directly.
Take your time.
Yeah,
Okay, no
implicit
worries.
wait is used to uh, uh, basically provide time for
Mhm.
that web element. मतलब wait till web pages fully on the web pages or not. In explicit wait, basically we in explicit wait, uh, can I say in Hindi?
Yeah, yeah, you can speak in Hindi. No worries, no worries.
Uh,
Yeah.
मीन्स उस मतलब एक्सप्लिसिट वेट में वेब पेज पे जैसे ही वेब एलिमेंट अपीयर हो पूरा अपीयर होने के बाद ही वो इम्प्लिसिट वेट रन होता है, लेकिन एक्सप्लिसिट वेट में जैसे ही अपीयर होता है वो आगे बढ़ जाता है, मीन्स
Mhm.
इट इट कैन प्रोसीड फर्दर.
Okay. What about fluent weight?
Fluent wait is a type of explicit wait basically,
Mhm.
and it is also a interface basically, and it behaves like a means particular web element. it is used to for that particular resonance which we can want to reflect in our web pages.
Fluent wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, which are the different exceptions that you are aware about?
Sorry,
Which are the
which are
different exceptions in Selenium that you are aware about?
exceptions?
Hmm. Are you aware about element not found,
Yeah, yeah,
scaling?
element not a timeout
Hmm.
exception, element not found, will
Right.
IO dot exception.
Hmm. Then,
These and
okay. See, there are various exceptions that you will be getting. So you can tell about stale element reference exception, element not found, element not visible, element not interactable, right?
okay,
So these are the different exceptions. And when someone is asking you about implicit weight versus explicit weight, so you can tell these are the three differences, major differences. So implicit weight, it will be applied to all the elements in a test script. Explicit weight, it will be applied only to a specific elements as intended by the user. Okay. Then implicit weight, it is mostly effective for the test case, or you can say the automation script, when the elements are located with the time frame specified. Okay. Now, with respect to explicit weight, it will be used when the elements are taking a longer time to load, right? So then you will be going for explicit weight. So you can use different conditions like visibility of element located, element to be clickable, element to be selected. And here you don't need to specify expected conditions. Here you have to specify expected conditions. Based on that only, the automation script will run. Okay. Is this
okay.
clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay then. Yeah. Richa, I'm done with the interview. Thank you so much for
Okay.
coming today on our channel. Do you have any questions for me?
How you will rate my knowledge in Selenium? Means matlab, frankly, I'm asking because I know I'm not too much aware in
Mhm.
automation testing because from last 5 6 months I'm doing only automation. So